Hello everyone, this is Rose Gold, and I just want to thank you all for watching this. If you've been with me for a while now, this was the series which started my channel, so I just thought I'd put it in like a movie. Enjoy. Hello everybody, I've returned since I think my voice has gotten a bit more fit for storytelling. While I'm not feeling incredibly well, I'm still gonna try and I say try to make this channel a good what if channel. Anyways, I'm going to start a completely unique idea, do not steal please. What if Naruto wasn't Uchiha? Wait, that isn't original? Anyways, I'm going to make the like goal for the next part 1 like, so let's just get straight into this. I'm going to make the backstory of Minato very short since I don't want to make these parts very long. So, Minato and Fugaku were brothers. Fugaku always thought of the Uchiha clan as high and mighty, while Minato just thought having a Sharingan was nice to have, but it didn't really change anything. This infuriated Fugaku and their parents, so they kicked him out and disowned him. So that's why Fugaku didn't take in Naruto, since he still has disdain for Minato. So as we start the actual story off, we see a small Naruto cowering before his parents after they were stabbed through the gut by the Nine-Tails. And as you look at the small child with whisker marks and jet-black hair with a tint of red from his mother, his eyes turn from their normal black-blue state into a red state with one tone line. Naruto Uchiha has awakened his Sharingan at the incredible age of 2. Now some of you might think like, that's not really good, but I think it just makes sense as his parents literally got murdered in front of his eyes. So as Naruto grows up, the people give him stares even more hateful than before. Since the people of the village are scared of the Kyuubi and of the Uchiha clan in general, they would avoid Naruto, with most of the villagers not even talking to him. Well, except for one normal villager, but Ramen Guy isn't the most important character to the story right now, but he's the only thing that keeps Naruto from a depressed state and cheers him up always. Now, like I said, the village people hated, and I mean hated, this small child. And the Uchihas didn't fully accept him because of the Kyuubi, except for Itachi, Shisui, Mikoto, and Sasuke. Mikoto doesn't dislike him since she was friends with Kushina. Now, as Sasuke is 7, Naruto is about to turn 7, the Uchiha massacre still takes place. On that fated day, both Naruto and Sasuke were playing with each other, trying to do a fireball jutsu, but Naruto is always being the slightest amount bigger than Sasuke's fireball. And Sasuke asked him if they wanted to go home to Sasuke's place and if Naruto wanted to stay the night. And as Naruto agreed, they started walking home together. The path was pretty clear since people avoided Naruto, and they arrived back as soon as it happened. Itachi struck the parents down in 2 strong, mighty swings. And as Naruto's Sharingan awakened for the second time, Sasuke's awakens for the first time. They started to run towards Itachi, trying to land a hit. But as soon as he saw them, he put them both in a genjutsu of this entire massacre, from his point of view. Then he told them both in their last few seconds of consciousness that if they want to defeat them, they will need to hate him for what he has done, and they need to become more powerful. After that event, Naruto and Sasuke became inseparable. The more pale skin, black and red hair made Naruto a lot more handsome, so the girls didn't hate him, but the guys hated him more since he was stealing a bit of their attention. But Naruto didn't give a damn about this, as long as it was with Sasuke who was happy. Before this, they asked the third Hokage to get a room with 2 beds, and they got a very nice apartment with an Uchiha crest, because the Hokage tried to respect them. Now we get to the final exams of the academy. Sasuke aced it, but Naruto did everything as well. if not better than Sasuke, except for the clone jutsu. He just can't get down the chakra control needed for it since the Nine Tails is disturbing it. But Mitsuki will still convince him to steal the scroll, and since Naruto is a lot smarter here, he actually brings a paper with him so he can write down some jutsus. But as he was in the forest, he was only able to write down about shadow, three. The Shadow Clone Jutsu, Rasengan, and the Flying Thunder God, 4th Hokage style. He's already learned the Shadow Clone Jutsu, and right as he finished perfecting it, Iruka comes here and yells at him like he did in the OG series, but something catches him off guard. Mitsuki throws the kunai right at Iruka. I'm going to end this part right here, so if you want another part, you better leave a like. This was Lion Mane, and I'm out. Hello everybody, and welcome to part 2 of What If Naruto Was an Uchiha. I'm just going to say something that I forgot before. Itachi didn't kill Naruto because he was too much of an asset to the Leaf because of Nine Tails and all. So I thought it would take a bit until I had to write this, but then part 1 explodes for my channel, and it got me from 7 subs to 12 subs at the time of writing this. And I have to let out a massive thank you to everybody who has subbed and liked the first part. But anyways, let's just get straight into part 2 of What If Naruto Was an Uchiha. The like goal for part 3 will be 3 likes. We start this story off as Mizuki threw a kunai at Iruka as he was shouting at Naruto. Naruto, seeing this, throws a small shuriken that deflects the kunai. Mizuki-sensei, why would you do that? Naruto shouts at him. Well, kid, I was trying to protect you from Iruka, since he hates you. Mizuki shouted back, getting Naruto dumbfounded. But Iruka shouts back to not listen to what Mizuki is saying. That's why he's never told you the secret. The secret that was made 12 years ago. It's that the demon fox of the Nine Tails is inside of you. Total silence. Naruto just stood there dumbfounded at what he just heard. What? He says, still just standing there, but Iruka tells him to not listen, and as Naruto starts to run away, Mizuki throws a massive shuriken at Naruto. And as Iruka screams at Naruto to duck, Iruka protects him with his body, using it as a shield. Now he gives him the speech about knowing what it feels to be lonely and all that, but Mizuki screams to not believe him. Naruto, realizing that Iruka was telling the truth, starts to get livid. He starts to make 100, no, 250, no, 500 clones that all go to beat the crap out of Mizuki-sensei. And he gets, I tell you, by Naruto, who's way stronger than the original. So Mizuki-sensei gets beaten to an inch of his life. And Naruto gives the scroll back to Iruka, who is now even more dumbfounded than Naruto was before. Close your eyes, Iruka says to Naruto, and as he does so, he unwraps Naruto's goggles and binds a ninja headband to him. You can open your eyes now, Iruka says, and as Naruto looks at Iruka, he sees him holding Naruto's goggles and him wearing the new leaf headband. We now skip to the team making, and as usual, Naruto, Sakura and Sasuke get teamed up. And Sakura squealed as she was so excited to be in a team with Naruto and even Sasuke. The other girls looked at her in disdain, wondering how she could be so lucky. Now, as usual, Kakashi comes late and takes him to the roof to talk about their ambitions. And Naruto says the usual introduction until the dreams part. My dream is to be with Sasuke to avenge something and become the Hokage. And Sasuke's changed to, my dream is to annihilate a certain someone with Naruto and be there for him, always. Kakashi still says, you all are boring, shtick, but in reality he was very interested in Naruto and Sasuke. Now we get to the bell test, and as Kakashi said, they don't eat anything for breakfast, so when Kakashi arrives they're all starving. The two who get the belt will pass, and the one who doesn't will go back to the academy. The two who get the belts will get the lunches, and the other person will not. And do not feed them, Kakashi says. But now let's begin. And as he says this, Naruto, Sasuke, and Sakura disperse but Naruto and Sasuke being together, they start planning, and Naruto makes two shadow clones, where one transforms into Sasuke and sends them to fight Kakashi. They are doing very well, and as one of the clones actually hits him with a kunai, Kakashi poofs. The real Kakashi, feeling the knowledge of his clone coming to him, knows something is up. As he looks towards the two clones, he doesn't see his clone. But that was a mistake. Naruto and Sasuke actually went to Sakura, and as they saw Kakashi looking out, they knew where the real Kakashi was. Now, as Sasuke and Naruto saw this, they make a plan. The duo of Sasuke and Naruto, distract Kakashi, and as uselessness gets the belts, Naruto and Sasuke will still be fighting him. And since Naruto is still nicer than Sasuke, he says that Sasuke can have the lunch. He doesn't really care. But the plan begins now. The cousins run over to Kakashi and start to fight him. Kakashi, being taken aback from this, actually gets hit 2 times until he starts fighting back. Naruto makes a few clones and tests it is now Uchiha Barrage, since he likes that name more than the Uzumaki Barrage. As Kakashi holds back the clones, Sakura comes behind him and actually was able to snatch the 2 belts. Kakashi is shocked. There was never, and there probably will never be, a team that actually managed to get the belts off him. And even using teamwork. Kakashi smiles under his mask and tells them that they've passed. And also says that whole teamwork shtick, like, ooh, don't let your friends die or something. Since the team passed, he invites him to ramen, and Naruto accepted in a heartbeat. We're gonna skip the weird missions and get to the part where Naruto and Sasuke get fed up with the direct missions, and the only thing I have to add is that Naruto and Sasuke can now both use their one Tomoe Sharingan, because they trained with Kakashi. But now they ask Hokage for a high-ranked mission, which he gives them. It is the Land of the Waves mission. Tazuna, not being able to say anything about Naruto, says that if he travels from Sakura's eyebrows to the start of her hair, the mission will look like a single step. Useless now. Of course, Sakura gets infuriated, but doesn't do anything. And they go on their journey. As they are walking, Naruto immediately notices the puddle, and realizing it hadn't rained in days, throws a kunai at it. The two Chunin jump out, immediately getting jumped and also bodied by Sasuke and Naruto. So they tie them up to see if they could extract information out of them. The only thing they say is that the mafia boss, sent them. So Naruto and Sasuke knock them out. And while they're walking away, Kakashi kills them and flickers back. Now as they're walking, Naruto and Sasuke are on edge because of the attack. And as Naruto senses something, he throws a kunai into a bush. Walking over there, it reveals itself to be a rabbit. Sakura getting prepared to say something to Naruto for almost killing a rabbit, until Naruto points out that the rabbit's fur is white. So it had to have been a rabbit used for substitution. And as soon as he says this, Kakashi screams to duck. And as they do, Sabuza's plate gets yeeted into the tree, and he appears on top of it. Now that the Zabuza and Kakashi fight goes the same as normal, until the water prison. So as Kakashi gets trapped inside of it, Naruto and Sasuke make the same plan with a minor difference. As Sasuke throws the Demon Wind Shuriken and the clone transforms into itself again, throws a kunai, it does a shadow kunai jutsu, so it actually hits Zabuza, not killing him, but wounding him. Now Kakashi is prepared to freak this crap up, but Haku saves him, and Kakashi gets taken to Tazuna's place, where the whole chakra control thing goes the same, except that Naruto and Sasuke's rivalry grows even more, since the cousin actually helped a bit there. And as Kakashi slowly heals up, the Naruto and Sasuke still stuff themselves with the food. And now they go to the bridge. Naruto doesn't oversleep this time, but he still lets a few clones here. Maybe it will help them, and it proves to be useful as they kick the booties off the ninja that just arrived to kill Tazuna's family. Now the fight begins as Zabuza and Haku appear on the bridge. Kakashi takes on Zabuza, and Haku takes on Sasuke, but now with Naruto. The fight against Haku goes pretty alright until Haku pulls out the ice mirrors, when Naruto and Sasuke have to use their Sharingan to at least sort of keep up. As their visual prowess becomes greater, and both of them actually develop two tomoe in one eye, Haku decides to throw a crap ton of needles at Naruto and Sasuke. Sasuke still takes the L and falls down, appearing to be dead. Naruto is pissed, and his two tomoe Sharingan actually awakens in both of his eyes now. As he gets the QB chakra now he gets the QB chakra and absolutely destroys Haku until the final punch where he stopped at the last second. Because if you think about it, he's Naruto. So Haku can still take the L from Kakashi and get Chidori'd. Zabuza is still trying to be like, oh, Haku means nothing to me. Gets talked no jutsu by Naruto, this time even harder since he just lost, in quotation marks, his cousin. He still takes out Gato and his men. Naruto and his team still stay here until the bridge was completed, just so nothing else will happen. So I'm going to end this part here. Well, the bridge is still called the Great Naruto Bridge. I'm going to end this part off here, and if you enjoyed, be sure to dropkick that like button like last time. This was Lionmane, and I am out. Hello everybody and welcome to another video. This time we're making part 3 of What If Naruto Was an Uchiha. So the last video blew up as well for my channel, and we went from 7 subs when I made part 1 to 22, and both of them got absolutely, like, the like goals got crashed. So I'm going to make the like goal for the next video 5 likes. Since I do want to continue this What If since it's doing so well, and I'm actually having fun with it. But now let's get straight into part 3. We start this story off as Naruto, Sasuke, Sakura, and Kakashi come back to the Leaf after the Land of Waves mission. And after a bit of doing some C, D, and 1 B rank mission, they actually go to Kakashi and ask him why he's been stressed recently. And he tells them that the Chunin exams will be happening in about a week. So after a while, they actually start training with Kakashi, and Kakashi is extremely interested in Naruto and Sasuke since the Sharingan actually helps out a ton with learning the Chidori since tunnel vision and all that, yeah. But there's a roadblock for him since so Naruto went into the hot springs one day. He actually met Jiraiya, and Naruto, being more smart, he actually trusts Jiraiya instantly and goes to train with him a bit. And in about 4 days, he learns the summoning jutsu. And he is actually incredibly happy since he can actually now summon Gamabunta, like, easily, like he did was his pain. But he won't learn Sage Mode yet. Now we go to where he actually starts learning the Rasengan, and because of this Sharingan, he sees what Jiraiya is doing, so he copies it, so he has the basics down almost. So as Naruto tries to do a Rasengan, it kind of fails on him, so he just bangs his hand into a tree, and then he gets to rest a bit since that actually hurt a ton. But now we get to the Chunin exams. At the first stage, Naruto, Sasuke, and Sakura instantly realized that you can just cheat. So Naruto and Sasuke activated their Sharingan and looked what a specific person was doing. They both looked at Sakura since they knew she was actually pretty smart, so they copied all the answers, and when they were done, they just sat down and started to chill until he finally said that the 10th question will begin. Now the 10th question, as usual, will just be that everybody who's in this room has passed, because this test really was about gathering information about in the most secretive way. So Now we get to the Forest of Death arc. As Naruto, Sasuke, and Sakura walk into the forest, they're actually having it pretty good until Orochimaru attacks. They still make the code, but this time Naruto and Sasuke have a specific code for them too. They will show each other their Sharingan, since that's not a thing you can copy by transforming. So when Naruto goes to take a piss, and Naruto comes back, Sasuke shows him the Sharingan, but he doesn't show it back. So Sasuke immediately throws a kunai at him, since he only repeated what they said before. And Naruto actually got out of the snake incredibly fast using his knowledge and his Sharingan buff. So he actually helped out with Sasuke. And as the fight continued, Naruto actually summoned Gamakichi, but he was in like a bit of a bigger state than usual. So he was actually able to fight Orochimaru with them a bit until Naruto desummoned him after he got hurt. But now we get to the part where Sasuke got his curse mark. As he was paralyzed with fear of the bloodlust, the Orochimaru actually comes over with his neck, and Naruto actually gets up, activating a bit of the Untitled Chapter, and throws Sasuke out of the way, actually getting the curse mark. Orochimaru was incredibly happy that he actually got Naruto with a curse mark, since he can now get an Uchiha body and a Jinchuriki body at the same time. But it will be difficult to tame the Nine-Tails. But just to be safe, as Naruto collapsed, he went over to Sasuke and bit him too. Since I like the idea of Naruto having a curse mark, I'm actually gonna leave it, so the Nine-Tails actually doesn't reject it. So as Sakura tries to chill a bit, just to relax after all that happened, the Sound Ninja still attack them, and Rock Lee still is best boy and saves her. And we still got that, oh yes, I am so cool now after he cut my hair moment. But now they actually start walking to actually get scrolls, since they kind of need scrolls to pass. And they encounter Kabuto. But Naruto thinks he's kind of sketchy, but it goes away after a bit. They still get trapped in a genjutsu, but Kabuto helps them out with this. And they go hunting for teams and actually find one with the scroll they needed easily, and were able to pass the Forest of Death. Now we get to a bit of a training arc, since I think there was a 1 week pause between that. And in this pause, Naruto actually learns the Rasengan and starts to go to Kakashi to learn the Chidori as well. So, after training with Sasuke and Kakashi a bit, he actually gets the basics down of the Chidori, and actually can do 2 Chidoris per day, since they actually have great chakra loss, and at the level that Naruto is at right now, not really mastering it, he can only do 2 ones a day. Now we get to the Chunin exams pre-finals, or whatever it is at the start. Naruto begins with his fight with Kiba, and he just smacks him, man. Poor Kiba, he doesn't really have a chance. So Naruto gets on to the next stage. The fight with Ino and Sakura still goes the same way, and goes down as the best fight in Naruto history. No lie, yeah. God, that fight was terrible. Anyways, so Sasuke is still a bit late, since he still wants to practice his Chidori more. So yeah. But the fight with who he's fighting right now, it still goes the same. Oh yeah, he was fighting the Sound 4 guy. So, the fight goes very well for him. He just kind of collapses him. So Naruto and Sasuke can go back to their usual thing. But until Naruto sees how Neji slaps around Hinata. And in this, what if Naruto actually has a big crush on her, since he realized that Sakura is just not for him. So When he sees this, he immediately body flickers to her side after she gets absolutely beaten down by Neji, and he threatens Neji that in their fight he will beat the crap out of him. But Neji, thinking he's a prodigy, which he is, but not as much as Naruto here, actually accepts the challenge, and in their fight, they're gonna see who's the best. Wow. Anyways, um, the fight between Naruto and Neji actually goes a lot different in this What If, since Neji actually wants to see if the Byakugan is better than the Sharingan, which it is in some ways not. So, as they begin their fight, Naruto makes a few shadow clones that all go for Neji, but him activating his Byakugan and doing the palm rotation thing where he does the weird chakra ball around him, blows them away. But this is exactly what Naruto wanted, because as soon as Neji got done with that, he fired a fireball at Neji's face that he was able to dodge. But then Naruto still makes another few clones that all throw kunai at him. And I forgot to mention this before, but Naruto, when he trained with Jiraiya, actually learned how to access some of the Nine-Tailed Chakra. So knowing that this will be his only way out, he actually takes some of it and then begins to absolutely drop kick him, since Nine-Tailed Chakra is incredibly good. So after a while of getting beat down, Neji finally begins to realize that the path he was on wasn't really that good. So after the fight is done, and Naruto just stomped him, by the way, and he wins, Neji actually hears about the news that his father didn't die because he needed to protect the main branch, but because he wanted to protect the main branch. Now this is where I'm going to end off this part. If you want another part, you know what you gotta do. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Anyways, this was Lion Main, and I am... Hello everybody, and welcome to part 4 of What If Naruto Was an Uchiha. And as you see, I am really starting to grind this What If series on this channel. So for the next part, I want 4 likes. So let's just get straight into it again. So we start this story off right as Sasuke appears to fight Gaara. So as he appears, you can see something's off. He seems stronger, a lot stronger than he was before, because he actually trained with Naruto a bit, so he actually got stronger than he was in canon. So let's get into it more. As the fight begins, everything goes normal, except for when he tries to hit a Chidori. He actually pierces through the sand and actually hurts Gaara more, which causes him to freak out a ton. So as we see Gaara freaking out, he actually begins to attack. He attacks Sasuke, and he actually gets injured from this. So Naruto tries to step in, but gets put into a Genjutsu, which he quickly actually gets out of, since he was activating his Sharingan right at that time. But a lot of other people were, and as Sasuke escapes after Gaara, because Gaara already ran away. Naruto actually tries to follow, but gets held back by Sakura since she thinks that Sasuke can take him, but Naruto doesn't believe that. So the fight with Gaara in that form actually goes the same, since Gaara was just strong at the time. But then Naruto appears a bit earlier than before, so Sasuke actually still sees him coming, and actually sees the start of the fight, but then he passes out. So as they begin to fight, Gaara notices that this kid is strong as hell, and as Naruto packs out that juicy Sengun right into Gaara's stomach, Gaara, all of his air just leaves his body, and he lets Chukaku take over. Naruto, instantly recognizing what he has to do here, he summons Gamabunta and And he tries to fight Gaara with him, since like Gamabunta is actually like Sannin level. So yeah. Anyways, so as the fight begins with like the two big ass animals, Gamabunta tries to hold on to Shikaku, but because of his toad hands, he really can't do anything. So he tells Naruto that he needs to transform. Naruto immediately getting the idea, he does the two-way transformation thing, and Gamabunta transforms into the nine-tailed fox. As Gamabunta runs towards Shikaku, he actually is able to hold him this time because of the claws and stuff. So Naruto, not even having to do the headbutt, just jumps in for the punch, and it lands. And I am surprised how Gaara didn't get a concussion from like the OG thing, but damn, if he doesn't get a concussion from this, well, like that head must be made of iron. Anyways, as Gaara lays there just absolutely stunned, and also feeling the pain of that punch, Naruto still crawls over to him and talks with Jutsu-san, this time working even greater since Naruto actually had a feeling of being loved and stuff. So now Gaara actually transforms the same way and all that. But now we get into the fight with Orochimaru. He's like, the third Hokage still dies. This is a massive shock to the village. And Jiraiya tells Naruto after the funeral and a bit of grieving that they need to get the fifth Hokage. And Naruto, being very smart, but still being a bit knuckleheaded, he instantly says, "Oh, I'm already here though." But then Jiraiya replies with that they actually need to get Tsunade. So as they set up on their journey, Naruto being a bit sour since he isn't the fifth Hokage, they actually arrive there sooner because Naruto is stronger, so Jiraiya actually can go faster. So Jiraiya still simps on some girls and leaves Naruto in the room. He still hears the knock, and I just need to say this. Like, if you think you're polite, you have to realize Itachi knocked on Naruto's door while trying to kidnap him. Like, that's max level politeness. Just gotta make that clear. Anyways, still hears the knock, and when he looks through the door hole, he sees Itachi and Kisame. He gets absolutely frustrated that Itachi dares to show his face in front of him, so he makes a shadow clone that sits there, and he escapes out of the window. So as he opens the door, like, he gets stabbed by Samehara. Oh well, not really. He opens the door and Itachi just looks at him, and Kisame does too. And Naruto actually, and the shadow clone, being a bit cocky since he's a shadow clone and can't die, he just starts to fight them and is actually doing like not incredibly bad, but also not good since Itachi and Kisame. Itachi is strong and Kisame is not to be like disrespected, because if you disrespect him, you're gonna get absolutely destroyed. Anyways, now as we see Naruto climbing out of the window, he actually sees Sasuke running towards there. And he jumps down to him, and Sasuke, getting shocked, obviously, since he just kind of got jump scared by Naruto. But then he realizes what Naruto wants to do. So they get into the room, into the hotel, and in the hallway they both see Itachi. Both of them activate their Sharingan and actually both do a Chidori and run at him. But since it's Itachi, he grabs both of them by the necks and does the same shtick he does to Sasuke and escapes. Well, Jiraiya still does the toad mouth thing, but yeah. Anyways, Naruto actually doesn't get hospitalized since he took some of the Kyuubi's chakra to heal, but Sasuke is still. And the meeting with Tsunade actually goes a lot different, since everything is the same up to the fight. So she bets him that if he can land at least a single hit on her, she will go back to the village with him. And if he loses the bet, he has to hand over all his money. which is not that little. And Naruto getting fired up with this, he actually makes a few shadow clones that all jump towards Tsunade and try to land a hit on it. But they don't work. But that was also Naruto's plan. He actually made a Rasengan, but this time he can actually make it with one hand, since it's first a lot cooler and more practical, and second, because I want it to be. Anyways, he makes the Rasengan and jumps towards Tsunade, and she gets impressed. And she actually gets hit by the Rasengan, which surprises her a lot. So as she gets hit by the Rasengan, she actually flicks Naruto again, and he also gets yeeted away. But Tsunade, seeing the potential of Konoha people, she actually gets back to the village and becomes the 5th Hokage. So now we get into the Sasuke Retrieval Arc in quotation marks, because Sasuke is realizing that he's actually not the strongest, and the sound for actually appearing to kidnap him, he actually goes with them, but this time Naruto also comes with them. Since he's learned like everything he can from Jiraiya, and his curse mark is actually pretty good, both of them take the pills and get into a coffin. Sakura still seeing what happened before she runs to Tsunade and tells her what just happened. So, yeah. Just so you know, I'm going to end this off on a cliffhanger, so I'm sorry, but not yet. So as the sound for actually walk off, they make a team. They make a team to retrieve Naruto and Sasuke. This time actually having a Jonin, Kakashi. But, not Kakashi, I mean. I'm just gonna say some random Jonin that's pretty fodder. But anyways. So they run after them, and the Jonin actually takes on one of the sound for it, allowing the other Genin to escape, since he's actually a pretty good guy, the Jonin. So yeah. But as we get to the other fights, I told you I'm going to end it off on a cliffhanger. So if you want another part, you gotta get those 4 likes. And this was Lionmane, and I am out. See ya. Hello everybody, and welcome to another part of this What If series. Today we're gonna do part 5 of What If Naruto Was an Uchiha. And we're gonna start off right where we left off. For the next part, I want 5 likes. Anyways, so where we're at right now is at the Sasuke Retrieval Arc, and as the random Jonin stayed back to let the others pass, everything was like the original series, except that Naruto couldn't really help since he was in a coffin right now, and he was the one being searched after. So as they come out of the coffin, nobody was really there to distract them / run after them, because Rock Lee was actually fighting Gaara at that time. Or not Gaara. I meant what's his name again? I'm just gonna call him Bone Boy. Kimimaru, I think. Anyways, so as the two get out of the coffin and walk towards Orochimaru, nobody could stop them, so they just ran as fast as they could, taking out Kimimaru, but because they actually like Rock Lee, because he's so devoted to his craft. So as they arrive at Orochimaru's place, everything seems to go as normal, and now we're actually gonna have the real time skip where we come to Naruto Shippuden. Now, unlike the original series, Naruto is actually like way stronger here. Like way he's stronger than Sasuke by like, I'm just gonna say by like 20%, so he can take him out in a fight. Anyways, so as we come to this, they actually kill Orochimaru, and Team 7 is now comprised of random Jonin, I'm just gonna say, Kakashi, Sakura, and Sai. And as they come towards so as they have their first meeting with Naruto and Sasuke after 3 years, Naruto is still like a very nice person and all that, but Sasuke has changed. Let's just say that. So As they arrive, they still get the greeting by them, and Naruto actually smiles at them, but then he disappears. They get like they still get team heavy, and everything seems to go as normal. But now we arrive at the Sasuke vs Itachi fight, but this time Naruto is actually with them. And because Naruto is their cousin, I'm just gonna say them, and Eternal Mangekyo stuff works with that. So as the fight with Itachi goes on, Itachi realizes how strong they've become. So she gets like a bit serious just so they think he actually is trying. And as the battle goes on, they both use their new jutsu. As Sasuke pulls out his Kirin again, Naruto pulls out a similar thing to Kirin, but it's like a wind dragon coming towards you from the skies. So he makes a sort of tornado that just jumps towards Itachi, but Itachi still blocks it with this Susanoo. And as the fight gets to their last, and as Itachi gets on his last 2 minutes of life, he still walks towards them. And as they get cornered, he does the thing that he did to Sasuke in the original, like the head tap to both of them, and then he falls down. We get to the part where Obito actually tells them, Obito actually tells them. So as Obito explains to them Itachi's life, he still gets Amaterasu'd as their eyes evolve into the Itachi's Mangekyo. And as he tells them the tale of Itachi and a bit of Madara's, they realize they could just switch eyes and that would probably help, like, give them the eternal. But first, they actually have to realize that Itachi was trying to save them all along. And as both of them just stand on the hill, tears start streaming out of both of their faces, and their Mangekyo awakens. So as it does, they know what they have to do, and it was pretty painful, but they actually switch eyes and then put band-aids over it since it kind of takes a bit for it to work, like the original series. So they still join the Akatsuki, just this time with Naruto. And the battle with the Eight-Tails actually goes the exact same, just because I think it's better this way. But one thing that Kurama has come to realize is that he actually kind of likes this Naruto dude. So one time he just speaks to him like a normal person. And then he tells him that if he finds the key to open his cage, he will give him his power. And he is not lying by this, by the way. So as their goal was actually kind of achieved, they leave the Akatsuki and go back to the village. They actually get attacked at first because they were kind of rogue ninjas, but as Sakura sees them both, she just hugs them and then slaps them with the might of Tsunade, which isn't really the nicest thing. And Naruto has a reunion with Jiraiya as Kakashi has a reunion with Sasuke. So Naruto actually goes to learn Sage Mode right now, and Sasuke actually comes with. But by the way, this time the curse mark wasn't sealed, so they both still have it. And since what's it called? Sasuke actually has a snake summoning contract. He actually goes to Ryuchi Cave and learns Sage Mode there. So he has Snake Sage Mode, and Naruto gets Toad Sage Mode as the original series. But then Jiraiya suddenly leaves and goes to the Rain Village, and just like the original series, he dies. This actually puts Naruto in a more depressed state, and his eyes begin to get stronger since with hatred your Sharingan actually gets stronger. By the way, they can both use their Eternal Mangekyo now, and I will reveal Naruto's Mangekyo parts when they need to be revealed. So as Pain comes to Konoha, both Sasuke and Naruto are still learning Sage Mode, but both just completing it and coming back to the village. They actually meet up outside of it just as it gets destroyed. So both of them weren't injured, but they see how Pain just absolutely demolishes it. Then they go towards Pain, and I'm just gonna say already, Pain gets clapped. Both of them activate Sage Mode, they just go ham on them. Both of them activating their normal Sharingan, but 3-tone way, obviously. And as they are in Sage Mode, Naruto actually thinks of it something. When he went to Sage Mode, a weird toad actually crawled down his throat, and he got the key for like getting out the Nine Tails. And as he does this, he actually goes into KCM 1, I'm gonna say, since Kurama doesn't give his full confirmation yet. Confirmation. And as he does that, like, Pain, dead. Uh, it's like a flick, and Naruto gets like stronger by a mile. But anyways, I'm going to end this part off right here. So follow me on Twitter and join my Discord in the description. Remember to like gold 5 likes. This is Lionman and I am out. Psych! I'm gonna continue it for like 1 to 2 more minutes. So, as they finish the battle with Pain, they actually, like, Naruto still goes towards Nagato, and seeing the justice and the peace that Naruto actually has, and the fire within him, Nagato just doesn't just revive them, but actually gives one Rinnegan to him. So, and he's gonna put it in his left eye. So, yeah. But he doesn't get both Rinnegan since Nagato still needs one to rebirth everyone. So as he does the rebirth, Naruto actually lets out a single tear for Nagato. But then it gets cut shortly since everyone is back, and now he kinda needs the help with the renovation of the village, but also now having a Rinnegan. So yeah, this also happens. So just follow the instructions that I said before, and this was Lion Main still, and I am out again. Hello everyone and welcome to another video. Today we're doing like the part 6 video again, as like the last audio file was corrupted or something. I don't know, but I'm terribly sorry. Anyways, like I just thought of something that was kind of good for you guys. So first, I'm going to be doing a giveaway at 1,000 subscribers, which will be a bit far away, but still. But all you have to do is subscribe to my channel, join the Discord, and put notifications on, and then you'll be good. I'll be doing a giveaway on this microphone that I'll be showing on screen right now, or on a mouse. It'll depend. So now as we get in, Naruto just gotten his Rinnegan, and after a while of crying and generally being sad over Jiraiya and all, and of course pain as well, he decided that he couldn't just leave everything like this, so he had to go change something. But he couldn't really do much, as Toby went to the Hokage meeting and announced the fourth Shinobi Grade War. Naruto didn't learn about this, obviously, as he got sent with Sasuke to B to control his tail beast, and Sasuke was just kind of there for extra protection. And Naruto didn't even know that he could really access KCM. He just did it once out of like pure instinct against pain. So he then went into the room of like, I forgot what the room was called. Anyways, and he still pulled the prank where his head was missing, which was pretty funny in my opinion. But anyways, they went into the room, and as Naruto started meditating and fist bumping with B, what's it called? Sasuke actually did a fist bump as well to maybe like see what's going on or something. But then the fight started. While the Ninetales did like Naruto, he was up for a fight, definitely. So the fight went pretty similar to normal, and suddenly the seal almost broke once the hatred overflew, and suddenly Naruto's mom was standing right before him. So she just told him, Naruto still is a bit of an idiot, so he asked her, "Oh, you're the Nine Tails reincarnate, aren't you?" And then he gets bitch slapped. But anyways, as they talk, Naruto gives her a hug, as he always wanted to do this. But after a while of hugging, Kushina said that they really needed to get this done with. So she made the like Uzumaki ceiling chains. I don't know how to say them, sorry. And suddenly the Ninetales got trapped, and he said, "Oh, Kushina." And Naruto actually made like the trillion shadow clones or something, and threw a Rasen Shuriken at him. All and the other clones went to like grab the chakra out of his tails, and suddenly Naruto's achieved it. True KCM. Not KCM 2, but a KCM he could access fully. Going going out of the thing, he tried to leave, but someone stopped him. By the way, the thing with Might Guy still happens because that was funny, so where like Kisame jumped out at him. But then Kisame actually like went out of the sword and stuff, and actually absorbed some of B's energy while running away. Naruto still got his foot stuck in in the thing, so he couldn't really move. As Naruto saw Kisame running away, he tried to pull out his foot with all his might, but he wasn't able to. But suddenly, Sasuke helped him. He pulled Naruto out of the wall, and together they went after Kisame. But that wasn't a need anymore. Might Guy had already caught Kisame. But as they tried to leave, something happened. They weren't let out. A group of shinobi wouldn't let them out, including Iruka. So, but then Naruto activated KCM and blitzed them all. Well, he didn't kill them, but he just knocked them out, except for Iruka. Gave him his headband back with the note still inside. So as they left, Naruto still did the like little eating of it or something. I don't know what he called what's that called or something, or what that meant even. Didn't make much sense. Anyways, as Sasuke and Naruto were running, they noticed they both activated Sage Mode while running, as they were pretty good at it now. And they noticed how much war was actually going on, the deaths of people and all. So so suddenly, as Naruto arrived on the battlefield, he didn't just arrive at one. Not just him. Two Sasuke arrived at almost every battle. One Naruto, one Sasuke arrived at almost every battlefield. And we'll be honest right now, they get clapped. Like, but everyone gets clapped except for the third Raikage, because they still need to figure out the thing about his like scar. So during the fight, Naruto and Sasuke combined their Chidori into his arm, and suddenly his arm flew back into his scar, causing him to die. He smiled at them, telling them that they truly were great shinobi, and that he would be proud of them if they were in his village. But he still was proud of them. But as this all went down, the Zetsus started appearing on the battlefield. While Naruto's KCM could turn them into trees and all, it was still kinda hard, but Naruto could sense negative emotions, so it wasn't the hardest thing. As he saved Hinata, he got a little blush, as he had always had a bit of a crush on her. But anyways, we'll probably be ending this part off now, as I don't want to make this too long, and I'm actually talking to a friend right now, so I can't really make it too long, as that would be a bit disrespectful and all. But anyways, you all have a great time. This was Limeane, and I am out. But be sure to enter the giveaway. Link in the description. Bye, studios. And today we're gonna get into part 8 of What If Naruto Was an Uchiha. So we drop into the story as Naruto was fighting, like they had just finished fighting the Raikage, and were now on the battlefield. Obito's like the battles with of Kakashi and Obito with Naruto and all had been the same and all, but for now Naruto had just gotten the cooperation of KCM2 or of Kurama, so that means that he's like stupidly overpowered now. So as he was fighting, he suddenly managed to actually go into tail beast mode, like not the like fur thing, but like the chakra mode, and like the power was great. And suddenly he tried to activate his rib cage to protect him from an oncoming projectile, and something happened. His rib cage engulfed the complete Ninetales, which actually helped a lot with the defense. And he realized something. Maybe his Black Susanoo would be able, and yes, Naruto has a Black Susanoo just because I wanted him to, um, would be able to engulf the complete Ninetales maybe and protect him even more. So as Sasuke went into his Susanoo with his, wait, no, first we need to talk about the what's it called, the Hokage. As the Hokage got reanimated, Naruto was looking at his dad and he thought, wow, like that dude was sick as hell. And he really wanted to be like his father. And a lot of people in the crowd right now wanted to be like Minato Uchiha. So as he fought with his son, Minato realized how strong he had really become. As they both went into KCM2 Ninetales mode, Naruto realized that Obito was doing something. He did a hand sign, and as the Ten-Tails sprouted out of as the Ten-Tails went to a tree-like form, something happened. Something rather peculiar. Something in like not Obito was encased in a black orb, and suddenly, as it broke, you could see gray skin. Why was there gray skin all over? Why was there gray skin? But then it's completely broke, and to everyone's shock, no, there stood Obito, the Ten-Tails Jinchuriki, and Naruto tried to attack him immediately, as anyone would, and Sasuke did as well, but they couldn't. Most of the attacks didn't even phase him, and his power grew like a lot, and and he started fighting them, and he just killed them all. And after Naruto actually gave his chakra to the alliance, so they would be able to survive the next tail beast bomb, Obito like like the tree suddenly threw out wooden spikes. And as Naruto was standing next to Hinata after he had just gotten praise and yeah, like as he just got praised, a wood spike flew right at him, and Hinata tried to protect him, and and you could hear a sound that, to his horror, and to Hinata's horror as well, didn't even feel it. Maybe this was already death. But then she looked around at Neji. Neji looked at Naruto and told him, "We need you right now. Please take care of Hinata for me." This he said in his dying breath. And Naruto was engulfed in rage and hatred for Obito. So he went into Tail Beast mode, and his Susanoo actually evolved and fully engulfed in his Nine Tails. And um, Sasuke actually had his Sage mode, so he would be able to combine it with Susanoo. So the two Sage mode Tail Beasts Susanoos, I guess, now stood before him, and they started fighting him. This was not a good day for Obito, let's just say it like that. But this was already it, as I don't have much time right now. So if you like this part, be sure to leave a like, as we're at the next like goal is 5 likes again, as I see that it can be a bit hard for you guys to hit it, but still, I really appreciate all the love and support that I've gotten over the last month or so. As my channel grew from 7 subscribers at the start of the series, I started with 7 subscribers. And if you look at my subscriber count right now, it is 103, and I'm really grateful for it. So you all have a good day. This was Lionmane, and I am out. Hello everyone and welcome to another video. Today we're gonna get into part 7, as I'm trying to also get a new, like more, like, I don't want to upload like every single month. I want to upload like rather consistent, like every day, 2 days or something. I'll try to. Anyways, this is part 7 of what a Naruto was and Uchiha. For the next part, I want 5 likes, and I have something very important to say. At 1,000 subs, which I know is pretty far away, we're gonna do a like microphone giveaway. I'll link the microphone in the description if you want, and and then we'll see when we get to it, which 1K is a lot, but it's cool. Anyways, now that we get in, Naruto and Sasuke had been fighting the Zetsus for a long time now. Nothing really huge happened except for like most of the canon events. But then Toby came. Well, not just Toby. Madara came as well. Toby was rather in the background with the reanimated tailed beasts, like the 2, 3, 5, 6 and stuff. And Madara was just suddenly appeared with his Sharingan looking down at them. Everyone knew they were absolutely freaked when they saw Madara, as most of them had heard of the Uchiha legend, the person who had killed his own brother just to achieve the eyes that he had sought after, which we all know isn't like what happened, but that's what everyone thinks. So everyone's kind of pissing their pants. But as we go on, he jumps down after getting a command and just absolutely shreds the Shinobi Alliance, and I mean shreds. Like if Naruto was in the real world, that dude would get sued to all hell. Anyways, like as Madara tears through the masses, Naruto and Sasuke watch on in absolute horror. They didn't have a clue on what to do. But well, just Sasuke, as Naruto was on a different part. Well, the part was with Kakashi and Killer Bee. Killer Bee and Naruto had been fighting against the reincarnated tail beast for a while now, and suddenly they all transformed into their true tail beasts. Now going through all of it, now like the battle was pretty much the same, just that Naruto had the Sharingan and could like avoid most of the enemy, like most of the attacks. But then he went into his mind, like into the mindscape, and he talked to Kurama for a bit. Kurama, while still being a bit of a like tsundere, finally allowed him to use KCM2. And once Naruto used KCM2, the enemies looked in horror, as as now he was absolutely shredding them, as he had achieved the Mangekyo and Eternal Mangekyo Sharingan, and of course the Rinnegan in one eye. Now going through everything would take a long time, but I'm gonna try at least. So as he gets swallowed by Son Goku, they still have the conversation and all, and Son Goku gives him a bit of his power before being dragged into the statue. Now that Son Goku was dragged into the statue, Naruto was incredibly mad. Suddenly, not just his tailed beast formed. His tailed beast and his Susanoo formed at the same time, causing the jutsu majestic attire to be formed on the tails, bro. I cannot talk sometimes. Anyways, so as the battle goes on, like everyone gets shredded, and Naruto's like weapons aren't like Sasuke's. They're more similar to Itachi's. Well, he has two swords, and one of them being capable of sealing them, the other one being capable of releasing seals. So as he went on, he stabbed one of the tail beast holders, and suddenly, while the tail beast was dragged in, the tail beast Jinchuriki had been freed from the curse, and they disappeared. But the tail beast was still there, of course, but it got dragged into the statue. Well, before it got dragged into the statue, Naruto had talked to them all. With his Rinnegan and all, most of them believed in him and gave him even more power than they had given him before. So as this happened, all the tail beasts got dragged into the statue as Toby appeared. Toby had actually been battling Kakashi a bit, And now, and like everything went on that went on, like in canon, so his mask was already destroyed. And as he stepped on, Madara stepped on with him. And they suddenly did a jutsu, like a hand sign, and something happened that they all didn't want to. Suddenly, suddenly a burst of energy appeared, and before them stood the Ten Tails. Now this was it with another video. Be sure to get those five likes, and here are the steps to enter the giveaway. You need to subscribe, enter the Discord, leave a like, and leave a comment on the video below. You have a good one, and follow my Twitter, of course. This was why I made. Hello everyone, and welcome to the final part of What If Naruto Wasn't Uchiha. Now I am sorry that I kind of forgot about this series and kind of pushed it to the side, but after this part I will be combining them all into one part that I'll just be calling a movie that you can listen to anytime you want. Also, you can skip ahead like always if you dislike this, but only 14% of the people who watch these videos are subscribed. And if you want to be in those 14%, then you better hit that red subscribe button. But now let's get straight into the video. As the two Susanos were fighting Obito, his power was fully recognized, as he could hold up quite well against these two. But when Naruto and Sasuke used their Susanos, and of course Naruto with his Scooby mouth stacked on top, they were able to break through the sword and shield he had created. This was not because of some gap in power, but because of Obito realizing what his life had become, how his ideals were gone, and just another person's, and they were now just another person's, but he had no time to think as of right now, as Naruto and Sasuke were pulling out the tail piece together. As it was two Susanos, they were able to free the tail beast for a short while, until a chakra chain pulled them all into the ghetto Mazo once more, and as Obito lay defeated, Black Zetsu slowed there and took over half of his body, forcing him to reanimate Madara. As Madara was alive again, he laughed psychotically and used the Six Paths Ten-Tailed Coffin Seal to seal the Jubi into himself, becoming the strongest being alive, for now. As Naruto and Sasuke wanted to jump in, Guy Sensei stopped them, telling them he had one final card up his sleeve. As he powered up to his full extent, the 8th gate, he gave them a thumbs up and rushed toward Madara, delivering punch after punch, and getting rescued, sometimes by the 4th Hokage and Naruto even. Now, as Guy lay there defeated and Madara praised him for being the strongest martial artist or general taijutsu user he had ever seen, Naruto jumped in, but something was wrong. As Naruto jumped in, Madara grabbed him and unsealed the Nine Tails, taking it for himself and sealing it to himself. Of course, everyone looked on in horror as Madara sealed the half of the Nine Tails into himself, causing his power to increase by a very good amount, and Naruto to lay there lifeless. Sasuke couldn't stand this and ran in, throwing his sword at him, but quickly got defeated by his own sword. As the two cousins lay there, sand came under them, as Gaara was able to fly them away, hoping they still had some time. But right now, Naruto and Sasuke were both having a conversation with someone, that someone being the Sage of Six Paths, who granted them both the power of Six Paths. As Minato sealed the Nine Tails, Black Zetsu was still controlling Obito, so he couldn't get there in time, causing Naruto to survive and Sasuke to get up as well, because of the massive buff they just received. It was go time now. As Guy was clinging on to life, Naruto kicked away the truth-seeking ball and revived Guy just like he did in the original series. And as he formed his Susanoo-clad Ninetales, the fight began. Now the fight goes about the same as normal until the end, where Naruto and Sasuke did not end up fighting, but peacefully do the handshake to release everyone from the Infinite Tsukuyomi. Naruto got back the Ninetales as the other tail beasts were left free. Kurama tried acting like it was a bad thing, but Naruto could tell Kurama was glad. As Naruto and Sasuke were still gaining, Kakashi had them study for a while to finally become Jonin. As while they were god level fighters, they were still gaining in knowledge, and that is in the knowledge that is needed to become a Jonin. As Naruto and Sasuke were both Uchiha, they were now the new clan heads, as they made a new Uchiha district where their children could grow up, and other kids without parents or without general care could come too. And Naruto made Sasuke the head of that, causing Sasuke to give one of his rare smiles as he married Sakura, like the original, and Naruto, like the original, married best girl Hinata. Before the wedding events of the movie took place, The movie still took place, but Naruto was able to easily defeat them all with his Susanoo and QB chakra mode. As the wedding took place, Sasuke was of course made Man of Honor. I hope you all enjoyed this series. I sure did, and I hope you all had a fantastic day. If you really want me to continue this to Boruto, then 50 likes. Yeah, I know we're not getting there, but that's a small price to pay for salvation. This was Lion Mane. This was Rose Gold, sorry, and I am out.